we start, welcome to the Committee on Public Services. We will now open this committee. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Varga.
Here.
Commissioner Palomero.
Here.
Commissioner Haddis.
Present.
Commissioner Daub.
Here.
Commissioner Baydoun.
Here.
Commissioner Ware.
Present.
Chairman Recchi.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
B, approval of the September 8th, 2020 meeting minutes.
Varga move approval.
Support.
Support. Oh.
Okay, I have an approval by Commissioner Varga and supported by Commissioner Baydoun. Any questions on this or comments? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Next item.
C, old business. There is none.
Okay. Next one.
Item D1, under new business, communication from Capital Development and Buildings Administration, forwarding notification of an emergency procurement with dual claiming.
Okay, we have a few emergency procurements again, and I'd like to just go through each of them, and they are receiving files. So then, is someone here for number one?
By doing something which also wouldn't make a lot of sense, which is saying to President Trump, you can't get your nominee either. That just doesn't follow for me.
Is that Mr. Kandrivas?
Oh, I'm here. Madam Chair, Andrew Kandrivas is here. Aaron signified that this is buildings, but
Okay.
maybe if Aaron can talk to it. I don't see Mr. Jones. This is his procurement, his request.
Okay.
Looking for his phone number, but I'll shut up if
Okay.
Aaron wants to say something.
This is one of those emergency procurements that doesn't have a contract. This is an extension of an emergency procurement. And is Felicia on the line?
Yes.
Felicia, could you address this? Are we wrapping up these problems here with these emergency procurements, or does it just keep going?
Good morning, Felicia, through the chair. So as you are aware, we've already had several discussions with the department and procurement and even Corp Counsel with regards to these issues. Our hope is that based on those discussions, that moving forward in the future, that we won't see these issues. I know that Aaron is working on something to I guess clarify, and he can speak to it, the process for emergency procurements. So our hope is that these will be addressed in the future. We won't run into the same issues we've had over the last several weeks with these contracts.
Okay, so this is kind of a leftover. These are leftover items before the big discussions on these.
Yes, they all fall within that same time period.
Okay.
Aaron is here if you would like to hear from him.
Okay. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yes. So last week, Corporation Counsel, myself, and Pam Lane had a meeting to discuss the process and the documentation required for the emergency procurements. The procurement ordinance indicates that the emergencies need to be reported within 30 days. Prior to TCM, there was a report that was issued out of J.D. Edwards. So it listed what the procurement was and just had the purchase order. So now we have a tool that's a lot more transparent, and we're able to provide much greater information. And so it's really determining what information is really the commission would like to see, as well as, you know, I want to be mindful that we're following the procurement ordinance, but I also want to provide as much information as possible. And so in the way that an emergency procurement occurs or is presented is really at the time of the emergency, due to the health and safety nature, a purchase order is first issued, and then all of the documentation and paperwork comes into the back end. because really you're trying to address the emergency, you're trying to allocate the funds in order for that contractor to do X. And so that's the process and coming to how these procurements are presented, what information is included. That's what we're working on right now to try and really finalize that, because again, the procurement ordinance says that they need to be reported, but it doesn't specify. It's very unclear. And so we're trying to put a process in place that's agreeable on all parties so we can move forward in a better direction.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to have a question on number 3 too, if you could stick around. But
Sure.
okay, well, at least everybody's working on this. Now, Aaron, the commission passed last week that we're not going to see contracts that are, well, we'll see them eventually, but 150,000.
Mhm.
Does this kind of thing fall under that, the emergency procurements? Will we still see these come forward?
Oh, yes, there is a specific receive and file, and there's a requirement that the departments enter emergency procurements into the system as a receive and file. And they do it within X amount of days. Now, it may be what may happen is, in order for us to get the information to you within 30 days, there may be a limited amount of information, and then once the finalized contract, depending on, because the nature of these is you get the purchase order first, I'm trying to make sure we're addressing what happens or what the requirement is within the ordinance, as well as, again, be as transparent as possible. But short answer to the long explanation is yes, you will receive all the emergency procurements.
Okay.
And then that will be independent of the delegated authority.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do any of the commissioners have questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if
Go ahead,
I may
Felicia.
add to that, so 2 points. First, while we do understand that there's some discussion regarding what documentation needs to be submitted to the commission, I want to make it clear that our primary concern is whether or not the procurements are properly documented and processed in general, meaning are there actually contracts, not just whether those contracts were submitted to the commission. With regards to that, Aaron has mentioned the fact that the ordinance has a 30-day time frame. And just to put commissioners on notice, what may happen with this process is that may be extended out to 60 days for when they have to submit the emergency procurements, to give them time to put their documentation in place, if that is the issue and concern with regards to why we're not receiving it. So those discussions are ongoing, and we may find that a small adjustment to the procurement ordinance to allow them additional time, if necessary, may be appropriate. Obviously, that'll be a decision of the commission, but that is a part of the discussions that we're having with the administration at this point, just for your information.
Great. Thank you. Oh, that's great. Sounds like there's a road to our recovery with this. Do any of the commissioners have questions? Let me see if I have raised hands here. Oh, okay. Anyone?
I'm straight. I got to pay attention to my meeting. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Do I have a motion? This is a receive and file.
Move to receive and file, Varga.
Support, Hedis.
Okay. I have a move to receive and file and support. Any comments? Okay. All those in favor, this is a receive and file. We can just do a voice vote.
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, next item. Madam Clerk?
Item 2, communication from Capital Development and Buildings Administration forwarding notification of an emergency procurement with the Macomb Group.
Okay, this is for the chiller at Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. Any questions on this?
Move to receive and file.
Okay.
Support.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I do have a question, Commissioner
Yep, sure.
Dodd.
Yep.
So, excuse me. Back in August, on our August 11th meeting, and forgive me, I have like a million notes open up on my screen right now, so I'm not sure if this was at full board or our COPS meeting, but I have in August 11th, we had another contract for, it was an emergency procurement with Northern Electrical Testing for the installation of a chiller at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. And we did have a discussion on, how many chillers we've been installing in this building and how many companies we're contracting with. So I just wanted to bring this up again because I'm aware that these buildings are old and the chillers are old, all the equipment is old, and they are necessary to keep to keep the building cool and warm and all that. But I just wanted to bring that up again, and I wonder if there's anyone on the call who can speak to this item. I know last time we had Daryl Jones, and he
Madam Chair?
talked a little bit.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, Andrew Kandrivas here. I just talked to Daryl. He's logging on right now. He had some difficulties. If we can come back to this item, I just don't know how quick he's going to be able to get on. I know that Commissioner Dobb had quite a few questions about this and the activities surrounding it.
Yeah, sure. Would that be all right, Commissioner Dobb? We'll go on,
Yeah.
and when he gets on, then we'll go back to this item.
That's fine with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to item 3 then, Madam Clerk.
Item 3, communication from Capital Development and Buildings Administration, forwarding notification of an emergency procurement with Conti LLC.
Okay, I have some questions on this one. If someone's there.
Hi,
That's
Commissioner.
probably-
This is Michelle Yancey. I believe Beth Taylor is on the line to
Oh,
respond to
okay.
this.
Okay. Hi, Beth. Are you there?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, Beth, I didn't remember when reading through this who asked. Were you the one that asked for the emergency procurement?
Yes. Yes, I was, Commissioner.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering because it looks like it was done on July 10th because there was a letter to Chair Bell on July 23rd. And the emergency was that there was no air conditioning and no heating. But I guess I'm wondering, you guys haven't received the equipment yet, right?
That is correct.
So this was months ago that it was like deemed an emergency procurement. Why couldn't that have just been bid out? Does it take that long to?
Oh, no, we bid it out.
Okay. What
We
did you
bid it
ask?
out. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
We bid it out early this year. We closed the bid. I think we closed the bid right before the holidays, actually. So it was last year. It was just the procurement process. It was hung up in procurement as a result of the COVID. And so the
Okay.
reason we asked for it in July to be emergency was because we wanted to get the units ordered. While it was uncomfortable in the summertime, we want to get the units ordered before the cold weather. And so, like for instance, there's a 6-week lead time. So we're looking to install the units in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay,
that
so
would
you
never-
actually. Oh, go
And that
ahead.
would never have happened unless we'd have gotten the contract approved 6 weeks ago.
Okay, so you actually did bid this out then.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe we had 3 or 4 bidders.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions on this? Any comments? Okay. Thanks for that explanation because that isn't the gist that I got. So I'm glad to hear that.
No problem.
Any direction, commissioners? This is a receive and file as well.
Move approval.
Support.
Okay, we have an approval and support. All in favor of this receive and file, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Do we have anybody on the line for going back to number 2 yet? Okay, let's go on to number 4. Mr. Candrevas, will you tell me when he's on the line? Can you see?
Yeah, I'm looking for his extension right now.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, let's go to number 4, Madam Clerk.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of Amendment 3 to a contract with the Michigan Department of Natural Resources.
Okay, this is an extending the term of an agreement for the construction of the Hines Park Ann Arbor Trail Connector. So, Ms. Bradford, are you on the line here? Yes. Oh, she's muted.
Yes, I am. Thank you,
Hi.
Commissioner. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, this is just Alicia Bradford, DPS Parks Director. This is just a last amendment request for an extension of time in order for us to complete our closeout for this project and to receive our reimbursement from the state.
Is it completed, all of it?
Yes, the Ann Arbor Trail connector has been completed. There are just some small punch list items that need to be completed, such as some grass restoration in particular areas and things that we're working out with the contractor now. But about 95% of it is completed. And so we can, for our reimbursement amount for the grant.
Okay, great.
And this should be the last request for the amendment.
Okay, great. Thank you for that.
Thank
Any
you.
commissioners with
I'll
this?
move
Anyone?
approval.
Okay,
Daub. And Madam Chair, I do have just one question
sure.
for Ms. Bradford. Will there be a ribbon cutting ceremony once everything is completed?
Through the chair, Commissioner Dodd, we may do a virtual, some type of ribbon cutting or social distancing ribbon cutting. It has been open informally for a number of months that the residents of Westland and on Ann Arbor Road have been utilizing that, but we may do something virtually for that once it's all completed out.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'd love to get the word out to the communities about the opening of it. Thank you.
I know people are really enjoying it.
Thank you.
For sure. Okay, we have an approval by Commissioner Dobb. I didn't hear support yet.
Support, Baydoun.
Okay, support by Baydoun. Any other questions or comments? Okay, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 5, requesting commission approval to rescind resolution 2019-789 with Truck and Trailer Specialties, Inc.
Okay, and this is to rescind the resolution, correct? The one before, the next one, we're going to reinstate the resolution.
Good morning, Madam Chair. This is Derek Coley, Director of Equipment Division. That is correct. Number 5 is the rescission and number 6 is the resubmission.
Okay, so let's take number 5 and 6 together. Would you like to speak on this?
Yes, Madam Chair. This is the upfit for our annual purchase of salt trucks. They are dump trucks that are converted to salt trucks, of course. This purchase of 16 chassis is separate from the upfit. This is the upfit portion. This is the dump body, the salt spreader, and the accessories that fit onto the chassis. The chassis was already approved by this body. This upfit was approved once, and inadvertently we put the wrong My Deal contract number on it. It was resubmitted, and that is what is before you today.
Okay, good explanation here. Any questions from the commissioners?
Madam Chair,
Sure.
Commissioner Rob. So I have forgotten from when we did this before. So are these going to be additional trucks to the fleet, or are they replacing trucks that are going out of commission?
Through the chair, these will be metal for metal replacements for trucks that are way beyond their useful life. Some of them may have even been auctioned last year, but these will be replacements for fleet vehicles that are no longer, you know, they're no longer useful, or either they're too costly for us to maintain.
Okay. How many salt trucks do we have total in our fleet? Or how many will we have once we get these upfitted?
Okay, 154 is what we have. It will take approximately a year for us to have these built and delivered. So they will not be delivered in time for this winter, which will be a very tough winter for us. We believe that they will be in service by the beginning of next winter. We're glad to see this on the agenda today, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Move approval.
Okay.
Support Harris.
Okay. We have an approval by Commissioner Vargas, supported by Commissioner Hattis. Any questions, additional questions?
Do you
Okay,
need a
ma'am.
motion to rescind item 5?
We can take it together. We can
Oh.
rescind number 5 and approve. Yes, it could be an approval for both, because they're asking for a to rescind it.
Got it.
Is that okay, Madam Clerk? I think I'm all right with that.
This is Felicia. So yes, as long as it's clear to the body that one motion is to rescind, that's what you're approving, the other is to approve the item.
Okay. Yep. All right. So let's take it together. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chairman Recchi.
Yes. Motion passes. And let's go back to number 2, because Daryl Jones is on the line. So Commissioner Dobb, would you mind explaining
Sure.
again? Sorry.
That's okay. So
Madam Chair, this is Andrew.
Yes.
Let's just hear from, make sure Daryl's on. I'd hate for Commissioner Dahl to have to go through all that again. Let's just see if he's on. Daryl, are you on?
Daryl, are you on?
oh no.
Well, let's just say it might be tricky *6ing or whatever he's got on his phone.
Good morning. Good morning,
There we
everyone.
are. Okay, great.
Good morning.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, Commissioner Dobb.
All right. Hi, Daryl. So for item number 2, regarding the emergency procurement of the chiller parts, I think it's just parts for the Macomb Group for the it's the installation of the chiller at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. I just wanted to bring up because from our August 11th meeting, we talked about how many contracts we have for these chillers that have been installed at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice and
Lincoln Hall.
In the Lincoln Hall of Justice, and you know, new chillers and fixing the chillers, and it's just been hard for me to keep track of all of that and all of the different companies that we've been contracting with. And I know you gave us an explanation at that time,
Okay.
but I just wanted to see if you could speak to this item a little bit.
Yeah, reiterate.
Explain what's going on.
Well, I appreciate the time and the opportunity to speak to everyone. Somehow I got to get on these meetings here. I'm not getting the email that's indicating when we're doing the co-op meetings, and we're going to try to rectify that situation. So the Macomb group. That was used for Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. That was used for emergency PO in order to install the chiller. We needed additional supplies in order to complete the installment. It's based on partially being a rental unit that we didn't have supplies in order to do the installation, and it was additional items that was needed from that point, which is separate from Lincoln Hall of Justice because that unit was actually purchased, and we basically just ordered fittings and supplies from a cone off a previous PO for that point.
Okay. All right. That's all I needed. Do you think that we're going to have any more contracts or anything else coming up soon for these chillers?
Well, no, we're at the end of the season pretty much. Primarily, as I indicated, Lincoln Hall chiller is a purchase item, and that will go back into storage, and we'll start that unit back up during the summer. The Frank Murphy Hall of Justice, that will be a rental agreement pertaining to this year, 2020-21, and that will be rental back in August of the summertime.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Madam Chair, did we have a motion on this?
No, we don't.
Okay. I will move to approve.
Okay, it's a receive and file.
I'll move to receive and file.
Do you have support?
Support Harris.
Okay, so we have move to receive and file and support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. Let's move back to number 7. Yep, thank you.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 3-year contract with the 1-year option to renew with Service Electric Supply.
Okay, it's for a $300,000 contract. Anyone here on this?
Yes, good morning, Commission. This is
Good morning.
County Roads.
Yep, thank you.
Did you need me to speak on that?
Yeah, could you just briefly?
Oh, okay, yes. Good morning, Commissioners. So this is an amendment to the original contract, and because of the age of our bridges and pump stations, it's really advantageous and cost effective to upgrade aging parts rather than replace them. Due to our infrastructure and the age of it, sometimes it's a lot cheaper to replace a part rather than replace the entire mechanical parts. So,
Sure.
And Service Electric is a very good vendor, which has and carries a lot of the varieties of the pumps and parts.
Is this all at the airport?
Well, it's a mixture of both MDOT projects, Airport Authority, and our bridges.
Okay. Any
So
questions
move for
on-
approval.
Okay.
Support.
All right, we have Commissioner Haddis moving approval, Commissioner Vargas supporting. Any questions? Okay, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner
Vote.
Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palmera,
Yes.
Commissioner Haddis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Jamareki.
Yes, motion passes. Next item?
Item 8, requesting commission approval of a 3-year sole source agreement with McAllister Machinery Co., DBA Michigan Cat.
Okay. Any questions on this?
Move approval.
Support.
All right, we have an approval and support. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner
call?
Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palmera,
Yes.
Commissioner Haddis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Jamareki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 9, requesting commission approval of a cooperative agreement with the Safety Company LLC, DBA MTech Company.
Okay. This is for a truck.
Move approval.
Support.
All right, we have an approval by Varga, supported by Ware. Any questions on this? Okay, Madam Chair, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Madam Clerk, I'm sorry. I do that every meeting. Go ahead.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Marecki.
Yes, motion passes. Next item.
Item 10, requesting commission approval of a cooperative agreement with Bell Equipment Company.
Okay, this is for street sweepers.
Move approval.
Support.
Support.
All right, we have Ware and Varga. Is there someone here on this? I just have one quick question.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Derek Coley, Director of Equipment.
Good morning again. Do we sweep all the streets that we take care of, like including the neighborhood township roads?
Perhaps the Director of Roads will be able to better explain what the coverage is and which roads we're responsible for.
Okay. Is he still on here?
Good
Yes.
morning, Commissioner.
Enter your PIN followed by the
I'm
pound
sorry, I was
or
another
hash.
call.
Oh, that's okay.
So,
My question is, do we sweep all the roads that we take care of?
well, currently, we're on a 3 to 4 year cycles per year. We usually are just in charge of sweeping Wayne County primaries.
Okay.
So,
Okay. And that's state required, correct?
yes,
All right. Okay, so the township neighborhood roads aren't being done. I mean, you don't have to do those.
right. But it's Wayne County primary roads only.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any questions on this from commissioners? All right. We have an approval and support. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 11, requesting commission approval of modification 1 to a 5-year contract with the 1-year option to renew with Wade Trim.
Okay, it's for a bridge on Groseal.
Move approval.
Okay.
I support.
Okay. All right. We have Commissioner Palomera and Commissioner Baydoun. Questions, anyone? Okay. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 12, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Livonia.
Okay. This is improvements from the park millage, or from the park allotments, from Commissioner Kniezek and myself.
Move approval. Dobb.
Support.
Okay, we have an approval and support. Any questions? All right, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item. Okay, we have this addenda. Hopefully everybody saw that. Is someone here just to touch base with this? Because commissioners might be just interested to know this.
I believe, hi, this is Michelle Yancey again, sorry, DPS admin. I'm trying to see if our Deputy Division Director of M&B Finance is on. Hopefully I said that correct.
Hi, good morning. You did, Michelle. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, no worries. This is Moina Moore. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Actually, thank you. Actually, our department manager, Jim Greslick, can answer any specific questions or just do a high-level walkthrough of the rate package that we're looking for approval for, whichever you prefer.
You know what, just like a brief overview of what this is, and then we can see if there's any questions.
Okay, good deal. I think, Jim, the summary page may be a good place to kind of start for the overall overview. And Jim, you'll need to do *6 to unmute yourself.
Okay. I can do a walkthrough. I don't see, you know, our spreadsheet up on the screen here. Is there?
Yeah, just a brief explanation. You don't have to go into.
Okay, so every year, Wayne County Environmental Services Division submits a rate package to the Rouge Valley community. There are, I believe, 13 Rouge Valley communities, and they all get a share of the monthly sewage disposal charges. Those charges are prorated on their water usage.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not just me.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not just you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Jim, I'm not sure if you can hear us, but we can't hear you anymore. I'm not sure if he mistakenly muted or not.
Oh, all right, starting over, I guess. We're entering an annual one-year agreement with the Rouge Valley communities for their sewage disposal charges. These charges are allotted to the communities through they're allocated through their water usage. We had a meeting involving all the communities of the Rouge Valley sewage disposal system, let them air their questions. We seem to have them all resolved, and they agreed to this rate package. This year's rate is going up barely 1% over last year's rate, and they're all happy with it. It'll cover Wayne County's costs, and we hope you approve it as well.
Okay, so all the communities were all right with this?
Yes.
Okay, commissioners, anybody have a question on this? Thank you for that explanation. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Madam Chair?
Yes, yes. I'm sorry.
Glenn Anderson, I had a quick question of
Sure.
the gentleman that was speaking. Is this the same one that was either earlier this year or last year, or is it an annual increase? Because I know there was some concern about how it was handled last year in one of my communities. They had a concern about it. And does this, just to be sure, doesn't this include like Livonia, Westland, Garden City, or could you give us the cities that are affected?
I can do that. Yes, all those communities you mentioned are in it. And I'm not familiar with the issues you had last year. This would be my first rate package, so I cannot address that directly. However, we did hold an open forum, presented these rates, this year's rates, which is an annual event, and we got positive feedback from all the communities. Those communities include, you want me to go through the list?
Yes, you said all the
Okay.
communities were in agreement?
Yes.
Okay, if you
There
could.
were no objections.
If you could just.
Those communities are Dearborn Heights, Garden City, Inkster, Livonia, Northville, Plymouth, Redford Township, Romulus, Van Buren Township, Wayne, Westland, a portion of Oakland County, Northville, Novi, and the Wayne County Airport.
Okay, because I think there was some issue about notification in that last year, and I realized that you weren't, as you mentioned, you weren't there last year because I think the person last year was someone new. So are you with the county? You are with the county instead of the Great Lakes Water Authority, right?
That's correct. Wayne County Department Manager for DPS Environmental Services Division.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Madam Chair.
Sure. Any other questions? Okay, I don't think we have an approval.
Move to approve.
Okay.
Support. Haddis.
Varga, we have Varga and Haddis. Okay, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Haddis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Can everybody see the second addenda page?
This came on late yesterday and actually this morning. So this is actually a park improvement. And is Ms. Bradford still on the line?
Yes, I am,
Could you
Commissioner.
could you just address this briefly for the commissioners?
Yes, and thank you so much to the team for getting this on.
Sure.
This is reference to a game time grant that we received in which you approved before COVID in order to accept the grant for the inclusive playground that we will be installing in Inkster Park. And the grant ends on October 1st, so we have to proceed with the project before we forfeit this funding. And it was going through some process of delay of some budget adjustments, the reason why it had not made it timely. But we're just asking for the review of it today, and we will have an inclusive playground within the Inkster Park, which will also give us notation of a national demonstration site for this playscape, in which we will have a significant award within the national standards for game time inclusive play.
Wow, sounds great. Any questions, commissioners?
Move for approval. Haddis.
Okay. All right.
Support.
Okay, we have approval and support. If there's no other questions, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Haddis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki.
Yes. Item passes. Next item.
E, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Okay, I just have a couple things. Last meeting, Commissioner Haddis and Commissioner Baydoun had asked that we could have a discussion about the flooding under the bridge structures, and Commissioner Dobb and myself have been getting a lot of emails about putting speed bumps into township roads. So I'm going to ask the administration, I've already mentioned it to Mr. Kandrivas, that our next meeting, we have discussions on those two items. Any other such other matters?
I have a legal question for Felicia, if it's possible.
Sure.
I just received texting from one of the clerk in my district. He claimed, and those boxes we distributed for the voting, mentioning the county's name, it's illegal. And he contacted the Attorney General. I don't know if Felicia could say anything about it. It's legal or illegal to mention county government on the box.
Through the chair, Commissioner, I would have to get back to you with a response to that. I would have to see what the final layout or printout was for those boxes, and then have to advise everyone after such review.
Thank you, please.
Oh, thanks for bringing it up, Commissioner. Any other such other matters?
Madam
Okay,
Chair,
yes.
Hi, Madam Chair, this is Michelle. I just want to confirm, you said flooding under the bridges and speed
Yes.
bumps on roads?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to confirm that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Okay, next item, Madam Clerk.
Public comments.
Have we received any emails at all for this committee? Okay, can you unmute everyone so that if someone from the public's on their phone, they can talk to us?
Right. Everyone's unmuted.
Okay, is there anyone from the public that would like to address the Committee of Public Services? Anyone from the public? One more time. Anyone from the public that would like to address us today? Okay, hearing none. Next item.
Adjournment.
So move.
All right. Do we have a support?
Support.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you, everyone. See you at the next one.
See ya.